The following segment is sponsored by National Corn Growers Association. With an ongoing global energy crisis and growing climate threats, there is a heightened focus on how to meet the nation's long-term energy needs while reducing emissions. U.S. corn growers are often on the front lines of the fight to improve our energy security, meet global food demand, and cut carbon emissions. John Linder, the chairman of the board for the National Corn Growers Association, is here to talk with us about these important issues. Thanks so much for joining us, John.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. I think it's really important what we're talking about today. And I want to talk about some of the environmental benefits of ethanol.
You know, ethanol has got a great story. In the US DOE, our own national labs has, in 2021, released a finding of a very new study that shows that unblended ethanol is 52% fewer in its greenhouse gas emissions than the gasoline that it will be blended with. So that in of itself is a great story to tell by.
Absolutely. And let's talk about the fact that ethanol, it can help the U.S. pursue energy independence and also reduce fuel prices, correct?
Absolutely. The ethanol adds billions of gallons to the liquid fuel supply in the U.S., and that is the direct offset displacement for high cost oil and increasing total available fuel for the U.S. consumers, so energy security as well. But you know, this summer, the ready to blend ethanol in the wholesale market was $1 less per gallon than the ready to blend gasoline that it's blended with. So when you apply that to the pump, the consumers, when pumping, save nearly 30 cents per gallon pumping the fuel into their car when retailers offered the E15 choice known as unleaded 88 that President Biden pushed so hard for us to have access to this summer.
Wow, that's fascinating. Okay, and then let's talk about the current climate. How are farmers navigating inflation and rising food production costs?
You know, inflation is a real thing, and on the farm, we've been trying to produce and be as sustainable as we can for decades. Starting in 1980 when I did, you know, I realized that we were everything about preserving that soil, making that soil better. We didn't want anything eroding away. And so when you look at the practices we use to keep soil in place and bring benefit to the soil, you realize quickly corn sequesters carbon, and that is actually a healthy thing for the soil and a healthy thing for air because it releases oxygen at the same time. But we've been able to use innovation and technology like site-specific using satellites to help us make good decisions and actually be prescriptive when we apply our nutrients and our inputs toward that crop, so that we've been able to see benefits as in today's production of corn compared to 2007, we use less land and produce 14% more corn than we did when we were using more acres. So it's works, and economics can help drive it, which really adoption happens quickly when it's economical.
Sure, absolutely. Well, you've just been a wealth of information. Where can viewers learn more, John?
ncga.com, and you can go /sustainability to read a sustainability report and its goals, or /ethanol to learn more. But if you just go to ncga.com, the homepage is very friendly and you'll find things that are very much of interest to you.
Wonderful. Thank you again, John. It's so great to have you on.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate what you do.
You too.